The delegate of Australia has a personal, what's called a question of personal privilege.
Yes.
How
Yes.
will the delegate of Australia raise his black card if he is not sharing his screen due to personal issues?
You may use the function, or you may use the chat. We will check chats
Yes,
as well.
preferably chat.
I shall use the chat. Thank you.
Thank you. Alright, so lack of education. You said the overall time how much? How long?
90 seconds or a minute.
It was a 15 minutes to for the entire duration with a minute on each delegate.
For a minute on each delegate. Right. Is there any other motions on the floor? Again, any other motions on the floor? Right. Who wishes to be? Yes, there is. Delegate of Australia approves of this motion. Right. Um, do you guys? Sorry. Do you delegates?
Would like to be added to the speakers list.
Yes.
So the speakers list is what is the speakers list is when we add a country to the speakers list, they will state their country's position related to this topic. So you will be given, as stated, 1 minute to talk about your country's position regarding to lack of education. So anyone who is interested in joining the speakers list, please,
The delegate of Australia has a question.
Yes.
yes.
So if a person, if a delegate speaks or like what's called or adds themselves to the speaker list, can
Mm.
another delegate, for example, me, Australia, ask another delegate about their position or question them in the
Yes.
sense of other words?
If you yield your time to questions, then yes.
Or,
Okay,
in
understood.
other words, to the floor.
Yes.
Okay, delegates. I would recommend for the delegate of Australia to change the time to around 10 minutes, since we have 9 delegates present only.
Okay, the
Yes.
delegate of Australia would like to change the agenda to 10 minutes instead of 15.
Thank you, delegate. So same topic and individual time is 1 minute, right?
It will be the same topic, the lack of education. The duration will be 10 minutes, with each individual delegate having a minute to speak.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you delegates approve of this agenda? If you do, please raise your black cards
Or
or
talk
type in the chat.
or type in the chat.
Yes.
Delegate of Canada approves.
So for whoever chose present and voting, can you please vote on this?
The delegate of Australia would recommend to go through the list and ask the people who activated or chose present and voting to vote due to the lack
Understood.
of votes.
Okay.
Okay.
I couldn't hear what you said when you like said raise your placards. What did you say before it?
Do you approve of this topic, this
Motion.
agenda, motion, lack of education? If you do, please raise your black card. Okay, we're gonna use the roll calls, I guess. Delegate of Australia, do you?
The delegate approves on this motion.
Okay. Delegate of Brazil,
The delegate of Brazil approves on this.
thank you. Delegate of Bulgaria,
I approve of this as well.
thank you. Delegate of Canada, delegate of Canada, okay. Delegate of India, do you approve of this motion?
Yes.
Alright, thank you. That's the simple majority. We can move on. Who wishes to be added on the speakers list? So firstly we're gonna start with the delegate of Australia. You wanna be on the top or at the end of the list since you started this motion?
The delegate of Australia would like to be removed from the speaker list
Removed.
due to some personal issues.
Okay. The delegate of Brazil. You wanna be in the speakers list?
The delegate of Brazil would not like to be on the speakers list.
Okay, but it's recommended to be in the speakers list so we can actually have a debate with other delegates.
Can I be in the bottom?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that's only for who started the motion, which is the delegate of Australia. So you wanna
Yes, I
Okay.
approve.
Come again, please.
Yes, I.
I can't really hear you well, so can you type in chat?
Seems like the delegate of Canada has personal issues, so can you type them in the chat?
No, you don't. We don't need that. It's fine. Since they're personal issues, then we don't need. Okay. Delegate of Bulgaria, you want to be in the speakers list?
Yes, I would love to.
Thank you. Delegate of Canada. Personal reason, sorry. Delegate of India, would you like to be added to the speakers list?
Yes.
Thank you. Delegate of Morocco.
The delegate of Morocco would like to be the last in the speakers list.
Delegate, you can't do that since you didn't start this motion and the delegate of Australia started it.
Okay, so I would like to be in the speakers list.
Alright, thank you. That's the spirit. Delegate of Philippines. Delegate of Philippines. Delegate of Philippines, are you there? Okay. Delegate of South Africa.
No, I would not like to be in the speakers list.
Alright. Delegate of Ukraine.
No, I don't like to be in the speakers list.
Alright. Okay, delegates. We would advise you to change your mind. If you want to, just let us know, but please do not interrupt whoever is talking on the speakers list. So, delegate of Bulgaria, you want to start?
I did not pull up my sheet. Can you start with someone else? I still need to find my sheet.
I think we can move on to another delegate until
Okay.
the delegate book is ready.
Sure. Delegate of India. Wait, sorry. You said yes.
Yes.
You wanna start?
Sure.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, just let me know.
Okay. I'm ready.
Alright.
Less than half of India's children between the age of 6 and 14 go to school. A little over one third of all children who enroll in grade 1 reach grade 8. At least 35 million children aged 6 to 14 years do not attend school. High costs of private education and need to work to support their families and little interest in studies are the reasons given by 3 in every 4 dropouts as the reason they leave. India has made great strides in improving access to quality of education, increasing elementary school enrollment, and reducing the number of dropout of schools children. Sorry. These achievements have been bolstered by key laws, policies, and programs such as the right of children to free compulsory education (RTE) Act 2019, the National Early Childhood Care and Education (ECCE) Policy 2013. However, challenges do remain as estimated 6.1 million children.
Delegate, your time
Yes.
is up.
Oh my god. Okay.
How would you like to yield the rest of your time?
Um.
Okay.
You can yield your time to questions or the floor, or
Um,
yield your time to the chairs, or yield your time to another delegate.
may
You'll-
Sorry to interrupt, but the delegate of Australia has a request.
yes. Accepted.
May the delegate of Australia ask for the time to be increased to a minute and a half, and the delegate of India to continue her speech.
Accepted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Um. Do I start now?
Just give me a minute. 30.
Like, it's, sorry, before starting,
Yes.
I didn't understand like what Omar Ala did for delegate for India. Like,
Please don't use names. Use the delegate of Australia.
how the delegate of Australia
Yes.
let the delegate of India like speak?
Can the delegate of Australia answer his question?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Accepted.
So, as the delegate of Australia, I started this motion, and I have the ability after, I asked the chairs, the humble chairs, to increase the time. Changing the motion is uncommon, but in needed situations, a delegate can ask the chairs if time could be increased in this example, and if the chairs agree to the request, the time will be increased or decreased depending on the situation. That's how the delegate of Australia increased the time by asking the humble chairs.
Thank you,
Thank,
delegate.
Thank you for
thank
the
you, Delegate
explanation.
Australia.
Okay, so moving on. Who was on the speakers list? Delegate of Bulgaria, delegate of Morocco. Does anyone wish to be added?
Does the delegate of Canada would like to be
Me,
added?
yeah,
Yes.
please.
Thank you. Okay, delegate of India, you have 30 seconds and start.
An estimated 6.1 million children out of school in 2014, reduced from 13.46 million in 2006. Out of 100 students, 29% of girls and boys drop out of school before completing the full cycle of elementary education, and often they're most marginalized children. The majority of children not in school from vulnerable and marginalized groups, including from scheduled case and scheduled tribe groups, religious minorities, and children with disabilities.
Alright, thank you, delegate.
Thank you, delegate.
Um,
How would you like to yield the rest of your time?
To the chairs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Delegate of. Wait, next speaker? Yes, delegate of Bulgaria. Again, delegate of Bulgaria.
Yes, delegate? I think the delegate of Bulgaria requested to be added at the end of the list.
I don't think that's possible, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay, delegate of Morocco. Again.
Can I start? Can the delegate of Morocco start?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Lack of education is a global issue that doesn't give millions of children around the world the opportunity to learn and educate. In our current time, more than 72 million children of primary education age are not in school. From the causes of the issue of the lack of education is the marginalization and poverty. Children do not have access to basic education because of the inequalities that originate in sex, health, and cultural identity, ethnic origin, language, religion, and because of that, the factors linked to poverty, such as the unemployment, illness, and the illiteracy of parents, multiply the risk of non-schooling and the dropout rate of a child by two. Morocco took measures to resolve the lack of education issue, as the government of Morocco committed itself to pursuing education reforms to improve the sector's performance in its 2015-2030 Education Vision Plan and its new Education Act, passed in 2019, which placed learning at its center and tackled the complexity of reform by addressing both the immediate and deeper causes for having this issue in Morocco. A 500 million US dollars World Bank loan, the Morocco Education Support Program for Results, supports government efforts by focusing on improving learning outcomes and sector governance.
Thank you, the delegate of Morocco. How would you like to yield the rest of your time?
I yield the rest of my time, the delegate of Morocco yield the rest of time to the chair.
Thank you,
Thank
delegate.
you.
The delegate of Australia has a point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Yes,
May
delegate.
I please know the difference of the difference between I yield the rest of the time to the chairs and I yield the rest of the time to the floor? What is the difference between them?
So, yielding the rest of your time to the chair allows the chair to move on to the next delegate in the speakers list. And yielding your time to the floor / questions is you allow other delegates to, if any delegates have any questions, they are allowed to ask you.
And I want to add one more thing on that.
Thank you.
Also, if you yield your time to the chairs could possibly ask you a question.
Possibly.
Yes. Okay, so the delegate of Morocco chose to yield their time to us, the chairs. Delegate of Canada, are you ready?
Yes.
Right, and you can start.
Begin.
People who lack education have trouble getting ahead in life, have worse health, and are poor than well educated. Effect of lack of education. First is poor of health, second is lack of voice, and third is shorter lifespan. Factors cause lack of education. Number one is migration, second is wars, and third is poverty. Lack of education in Canada. Canada's development assistance focuses on establishing strong education system, which enable children to get a full 10-year cycle of equality. Basic education supports activities such as building the capacity of government education.
And is that it?
Is that it, delegate? Okay. Thank you, delegate.
Delegate of Canada, how would you like to use your time?
To the chairs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Delegate of Bulgaria.
Delegate of Bulgaria is facing some problems related to his mic, and he won't be able to speak.
Okay.
Are there
Sorry
any?
for interrupting once more. The delegate of Australia has a point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Yes.
Accepted.
I would like to ask, is there ability to directly ask another delegate about a point they said without them putting what's it called, leaving the rest of the time to the floor? Am I capable of asking a delegate a question?
You may set a when we ask for setting a motion, you may set a motion for a debate related to what, for example, the delegate of India said. If you have any
Okay,
issue.
the delegate of Australia would like to start a debate with the delegate of Canada about what's it called, going to the conditions that students face while going to school.
All parties, all delegates that approve, please raise your placards or say in the chat.
Or type in chat, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Again, all delegates in favor of this motion, please type in chat or raise your placards.
The delegate of Morocco have a request to the delegate of Australia.
Approved. What is it?
Can you repeat the motion that the delegate of Australia said?
Delegate of Australia, please repeat.
The delegate of Australia would like to start an argument talking about the going to school conditions within Canada, and any other country who would like to join is able to. Or like the delegate of Australia has no problems. It depends on the chairs.
Okay.
Okay.
The chairs are fine with that. Okay, as we can see, there is 3 delegates. Does anyone approve of this? Delegate of Morocco, do you approve of this topic?
Yes, the delegate of Morocco approve.
Alright, thank you, delegates.
Majority wins.
Yes. So we set another motion.
How much time would you like to be added, delegate of Australia?
The delegate of Australia would like 5 minutes to be given to this debate.
5 minutes. Individual time talking?
Individual time talking. It will be. May the delegate of Australia ask another question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we make it like 30 seconds each, but it's easy, like swap through? Like, for example, like I ask a question, she answers, she asks a question, I answer,
Please
so on.
don't
Good.
use he, she, or
Don't use
pronouns.
personal
Oh,
pronouns.
sorry,
and,
I apologize.
And
The delegate.
also,
Going.
when the delegate is done with their point, that delegate that wishes to ask will state the delegate of whoever would like to respond or would like to give a response. That how it would happen.
Yes, so 30 seconds, and what was the
Or a
topic
minute.
again?
The delegate of Australia would like a minute.
Okay, a minute. The topic?
Going to school conditions.
School conditions.
Or non, like the way to school.
The what?
The conditions that you didn't face while going to school.
Right. 5 minutes and 1 minute individual speaking time. Am I right?
Yes.
Correct.
Thank you. Any delegates would
like to participate in this debate?
Yes.
The delegate of Australia would like to.
You want to be on the start or the end of the list?
I'd love to be in the end of the list.
Right. Any other delegates? Delegate of Canada, since you are attacked by this, so you have to be in the list.
Okay.
There is no escaping from this. Okay. Any other delegates?
you delegates may also can
Yes, you
participate in
can.
this if any would like to participate, or if any have questions related to the topic, then you may be added.
The delegate of Australia would like to ask a question. Is it correct that any other delegate can join defending or against Australia in this
Yes,
given point of time?
any
Yes.
delegate can join and defend or attack the delegate of Canada or the delegate of Australia.
Thank you.
Since, but you have to remember one thing: if your country is having problems with the other country, so let's say U.S. and China or U.S. and Russia, those two cannot be
Right.
allies because they're having actual problems.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other delegates want to join this motion? Again, any other delegates want to join this motion? We would advise you to join to have the full experience.
You may join, but if you don't have any questions, then you don't have to speak. I see since no one is um, participating,
Okay,
then
then it's
we'll
gonna be
have
a
this
debate.
debate between Australia and Canada.
The delegate of Australia would like to add another thing to the topic.
Yes.
I would like to, what's it called, to head the debate against Australia and India.
Australia and India.
Yes.
Okay, say more.
How are they related? How would you like to relate this topic?
Because the delegate of Australia has an issue with some countries that they do not give a what's called a safe way for students to go to schools. Like for example, within India, there is not safe roads. The what's called road laws are not being what's it called taken seriously, and in the situation of Canada, due to their bad weather and their constant like their winter months, while the temperatures are underneath 10 degrees Celsius, and cars get stuck in the snow constantly there. That is
Okay,
why.
delegate of India and delegate of Canada, you may also give a point of order if you feel you have been offended or feel like misinformation was given. So
Yes.
just something to keep in mind if you would like to raise a point of order. If so, then if nothing, then we may continue.
Okay, delegates. Delegate of Canada. You wanna start with this?
Okay.
Right.
So going to school in Canada, you have to have good head and money, so provide the money so you can go to school for student and for the teachers who want to teach.
Mhm. Would you like to end it there?
Yes.
Okay. Does the delegate of Australia like to respond, or should we
To
move
the
to the
delegate
next?
of Australia, I mean Canada. I mean, sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I would the delegate of Australia would like to ask the delegate of Canada how what's it called? Canada is dealing with the situation that a lot of your winter months are covered in snow and like in extreme temperatures. Okay, where most people have to rely on their parents taking them to school, or even worse, walking to school in such temperatures, where hypothermia and other things are incredibly common in these situations. So, how is the government of Canada, what's it called, attempting to deal with such situation?
If you'd like to respond, you have to ask the chairs first. The delegate of Canada would like to give a response. Hello?
Delegate of Canada.
If the delegate would like to give a response later, then that would be fine as well.
Yes. Do your
I
research.
give a respond later.
Respond later? Okay,
Okay.
noted.
Sure.
Now the
Delegate of
delegate,
India.
how would you like to respond?
Delegate of India.
You're muted.
Yes.
You wanna start?
Can I delay it or no?
Um, we currently there's no one uh
Yeah,
after you, so we
it's
can't
just
delay
you and the
this.
delegate of Australia. Australia.
Okay, I, I can start.
Right, thank you,
Okay,
delegate.
thank you.
India has made. Oh, can I start now?
Yes.
India has made significant progress in ensuring access to education through its Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan Education for All program and the implementation of landmark right of children to free compulsory education RTE Act. There are near universal enrollment in primary education and almost all the children rural areas have access primary school within 1 kilometer radius. The number of out-school children has decreased from approximately 8 million in 2019 just over 6 million in 2014. Okay, I'm done.
You're done.
May the delegate of Australia ask a question?
Yes, delegate.
Granted.
Yes.
Granted.
So, in India's situation, where 60% of all students go to school by foot, and another 12% go through public education, and 11.13% go to bikes, okay, the delegate of Australia, after some research, saw that in many cities in India, walking conditions are not the safest due to the non what's called due to the government not enforcing what's called rules on the roads, okay, causing cars to constantly move, not abide by the what's called laws, and go over, for example, go over the sidewalk, move right and left, no matter what they want, how they want. And in my opinion, that shows a massive, what's it called, a massive risk to our youth. So a massive risk to our youth. So how is Canada, how is India trying to fix this situation?
Uh, in the future, India will make new
Delegate,
roads. Yes. Wait,
you
give me
have
a second.
to ask for a reply to.
The right
Sorry,
to reply.
right to reply. Yes.
Can the delegate of India reply?
Yes.
Granted.
Granted.
Um, India has India has noticed that it's very dangerous for kids to walk to school, and in the future, it will make roads especially for kids to walk to school since, they will not have any issues with cars, or like any like child trafficking or kidnapping happening or like being dangerous.
May the delegate of Australia ask another question to the delegate of India?
Granted.
I would like to ask, what initiatives have you put in place to achieve your plans?
Please don't use personal pronouns.
Oh, sorry. The delegate of Australia would like to ask the delegate of India what initiatives that have been put to what's it called, to fix the situation that was just mentioned.
The delegate of India just said that we will make roads for like to be safer for children.
Hmm?
Personal problems. Just wait.
Can I delay my answer for a second?
Yes, you may
Sure.
respond to the delegate of Australia at a later date. Delegate of Canada, have you prepared a response?
Nothing.
Yes?
No, still.
No,
Not
still. Okay.
no
The
stand up.
delegate
Okay.
of Philippines wants to ask the delegate of Australia a question. Permission granted.
Granted.
Yes, thank you. So basically, for the delegate of Australia, how are you reducing the long tail of underachievements in your school system?
Okay, so for this you have to set another motion for related to that topic.
Oh, okay, okay. My bad.
So
Apologies.
so
Yes.
no problem.
Stay formal,
You
please.
can say I would like to set a motion of the topic which you have stated, and we may commence a debate related to that topic.
Yes.
So what was your topic again?
Yeah. So the underachievements, or
Underachievement.
quote unquote, the long tail of the school system in Australia.
Okay, good topic. All delegates in favor, please raise your placards or say it
Or
in
type in
chat.
chat. Yes.
The delegate of Australia disagrees to this motion.
We would like to hear everyone's
Opinion, yes.
opinion. Yes.
All
The chairs
delegates
would
can.
recommend to agree with this topic.
Yes. Delegate from the approves. Thank you, delegate.
The delegate of Brazil approves.
Thank you, delegate.
You?
What about the rest of the
The
delegates?
delegate of Australia would like to ask how long is the voting procedure normally takes?
Um, according 10 seconds, but
10
during this meeting, since we can't see everyone, we have
Yes.
to wait for them to type out their
And there is some
response.
communication issues with the Wi-Fi probably, and this. Sorry.
Takes
During the
longer than usual.
yes, and in the main conference, the one that we're gonna have on campus on the 18th of February, then we will just have 10 seconds, and we can pass or fail this the motion accordingly. And in the next 10 seconds, we're gonna fail this motion if no one
Agrees.
agrees with it.
Um, the the delegate of Canada has her response ready. We will. Your response, you may say it at the end of the session if this motion fails or passes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we wait.
Thank you, delegate.
Delegate of Canada, do you approve or disapprove this motion? Delegate of Morocco, do you approve or disapprove of this motion?
Okay.
You disapprove.
This motion fails since the lack of votes for the motion to pass. So, would the delegate of Canada please reply to the delegate of Australia?
Okay.
Thank you,
So
delegate.
in the hot weather, in hot weathers in Canada, they have put a rule so you can wear a hat or using umbrellas for the hot weather. And during the cold weathers, winters are in Canada are not cold as the rest of the countries. So about the weather in Canada and advice, but so the weather in Canada is suitable for the students.
The
The
delegate of
delegate.
Australia would like to ask another question to the delegate of Australia on the answer that she just gave, on the answer that the delegate of Australia, Canada just gave.
Would you like to raise a personal privilege for her to rephrase her uh, question
No,
or
there is
answer?
the delegate of Canada of Australia would like to what's it called? Yeah, I would like her to. I would like the delegate of Canada to rephrase the answer.
Okay.
Permission granted.
May the delegate of Canada be more clear in her response?
Okay. In the hot weathers, the Canadian put a rule so you can bring an umbrella or wear hat during the hot weathers. And in the cold weathers in Canada are not cold as the other countries.
Australia disagrees to the answer that was given and would like to. Okay, Australia has a point of privilege. If someone give if what's it called? If a delegate gives an answer that has something incorrect within it, how would I point it out, or how would the delegate point
Point
it
of
out?
order. You would
Point of
say
order,
the
yes.
delegate of Australia wants to give a point of order.
The delegate
And you,
of Australia has a point of order.
Permission
okay,
granted.
The
granted.
delegate, within the answer that the delegate of Canada just gave, she stated that Canada does not face hard winter months. The delegate of Australia does not understand how how that is makes sense, due to the reason that Canada it has high altitude, it's higher up on Earth, and that causes the winter months to be harsher, and it makes it colder than the other countries that are closer to the equator. So the what's it called, the Australian delegate would like to ask How is it that Canada does not face harsh winter months while they are up right beside the North Pole and face extreme winters in some years and face constant snowing in the winters?
Delegate of Canada. Did the delegate of Canada get the delegate of Australia
Yeah,
question?
yeah. Of course, Canada does not have has issue with the snow, but around the world, Africa has the most climate change effect in the world.
So what I think the delegate of Canada is saying is compared to the weather in Africa, it is better. Is that
The what's it called? What's it called? I would like to raise. Oh, sorry. The delegate of Australia would like to raise a point of personal privilege.
Permission granted.
Okay, so the delegate of Australia asked the delegate of Canada how they are trying to how is Canada trying to help students go to school easier in their weather conditions. The answer that the delegate of Australia got that Canada does not face as hard switcher as Africa. I am not asking how is the weather. The delegate of Australia is not asking how's the weather in Canada. I am asking how is Canada attempting to help students go to school in such hard conditions.
Providing transportation like bus or for the students.
The delegate of Australia, what's it called, accepts this answer.
okay? Thank you,
Thank you,
delegate
delegate.
of Canada and Australia.
That was a fun debate.
So, are there any motions on the floor?
The delegate of Australia would like to set a motion about how countries are trying to help students in this what's called pandemic.
Okay. Are there any other motions on the floor?
Can I ask a question to the delegate of Australia?
Granted.
And
What?
please don't use personal pronouns.
Yes, don't use personal pronouns, and granted.
Okay. Can the delegates talk about the governments that helped the country in solving this issue?
So,
The delegate of Australia does not understand the question. May the delegate of Morocco rephrase, please?
Okay. The delegate of Morocco means that can we talk about the governments around the world that helped the country in solving the issue of lack of education, like what the governments did so the country could solve this issue?
okay.
The
So,
delegate, sorry, Chair, you
you
may
have
continue.
given a topic for a motion. So you may also add that as a motion. So, would you like to have your question or topic be a motion, or would you like the delegate of Australia to answer? Delegate of Morocco.
Um, I would like to add my motion.
Add it as a motion. Understood.
So
We
we
The
have
have
delegate of
motions on the
Australia
floor.
has a request.
Follow up.
May you please, what's it called, make the Moroccan topic higher than the Australian? So,
okay.
like her topic would be voted first, and her topic would be started first.
Okay.
We'll
So
begin with Morocco's topic. What is your topic, Morocco?
What did the governments around the world do or did to solve this issue in a certain country?
which issue?
Um, what's the issue?
Of the lack of education.
Thank you. How much time would you request?
1 minute for each delegate. 1 minute for each delegate.
Okay. So the duration is delegate of Morocco.
1 minute.
1 minute. 1 minute per person,
Individual
right?
and the duration for
Duration.
everyone.
The duration for all the delegates?
Yes,
Yeah.
for everyone.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5
Thank you,
minutes. Thank
delegate. And 1 minute individual speaking time. Okay, delegates. Whoever.
Who votes on this topic, please raise your placards or
Or
say
type in chat.
on
Or
or say to the chat.
just talk.
Delegate
Okay,
of
the
Canada
delegate of Canada
approves.
approves. That's one.
Delegate of Philippines approves. Delegate of Australia approves on this motion. Delegate of India.
Okay, simple
Okay,
majority
The
passes.
delegate of Brazil approves.
due
Motion
to
passed.
overwhelming majority, this motion passes.
Yes. Okay, delegates. Who wants to be on this list?
The
Delegate.
delegate of Philippines would like to be on the list.
Thank you, delegate.
Def.
Delegate of Morocco, you want to start or you want to be at the end?
I would like to be at the end.
Okay, delegate. Any other delegates want to join this debate? Any other delegates want to join this debate?
May the delegate of Australia be added to the speaker list but not be put on the top?
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other delegates?
Delegates, you have mentioned the programs your government has given. You should be able to join this and not have any problems. Okay.
Okay, since we don't have much time left, let's just start with this. Okay, delegate of Philippines, are you ready?
Yes, the delegate of Philippines is ready.
Whenever you are ready and you want to start, just let me know.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay, delegate.
So basically, the Philippines has had several solutions to these issues of lack of education, in hopes of making living there plausible and affordable. Many children that have dropped out are given a chance to continue education. There is a program called the 1000 Teachers Program. Is a scholarship program for high-achieved high school students. The initiative aims to alleviate some of the pressures that the university system is under. To find additional instructions for the classroom, there are huge obstacles to overcome if the Philippines intends to improve, which they are. Given the country's many issues, more teachers, materials, and funds are given to help the students who are yearning to learn and improve their lives.
Thank you, Delegate of the Philippines. How would you like to yield your time?
To the chairs.
Thank
you.
you. Delegate
Next
of Austria,
Sure.
you're next.
Australia?
Yes,
Yeah.
Australia.
Okay, so the delegate of Australia. So Australia, through the through the years, have spent more and more money in their education system, include gave more funds and tried to better the situation, especially within the COVID-19 pandemic. In the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, on the what's called 2019, Australia increased its budget for for the ODA that includes education to a whopping 615.2 million American dollars, and then decreased it, to 560, then 587 on the years after, to make sure that each student gets what's called a decent education, as well as the Prime Minister of Australia pushing students to join more clubs and enter and to take school seriously, including these hard times. We have also helped students by giving them multiple programs to vent out and talk about their mental health and so on and so forth. The delegate of Australia would like to yield the rest of his time to the floor.
Since we don't have...
Any delegates have questions or anything they'd like to ask the delegate of Australia?
The delegate of Philippines has a question.
Granted.
So exactly how many funds does the delegate of Australia have for these schools? Or could you name a couple?
Okay, sure thing. So for the ODA, or known as the Official Development Assistance, Australia in 2019 gave $615.2 million, and a huge majority of that amount went to the education system. in the following year of 2020 after establishing multiple what's it called multiple things to help students like more computers, so on and so forth, decreased the amount a total of $560.3 million, and the year after, that's 2021, to a whopping 587.9 million American dollars.
Thank you, Delegate of Australia. Can you send me your sources
Sure thing. I will. How would you like me to send you the sources, personally or in the chat?
in the chat, please?
Okay.
Delegate of Turkey want to answer. Delegate of Australia
You mean reply?
reply
Right.
yes.
Granted.
Granted.
Okay, what is the plan that Australia will put in place in the future to overcome the lack of education?
May the delegate of Australia answer.
Granted.
Granted.
So the delegate of Australia has not is not planning to put plans, but already have put plans, and and Canada is trying its best to make sure that they happen. So in the beginning, in 2019, when COVID started, and many students who do not own computers were unable to join the online classes, the country increased its budget to 600 and 1 minute. Let me get the exact number up, to a total of 615 million American dollars to assist those such students with giving them computers, so on and so forth. And not only that, we started other programs to help them with their mental health, okay, about how when everything switched online, and made more programs to help. That is how we attempted to help our students until now, and there are many other programs that will be starting soon.
Thank you, Delegate. Do you have any questions, Delegate of?
Are the delegates satisfied with the answers that they got? Delegate of Philippines and the delegate of Brazil.
Yes,
Yes.
the delegate of Philippines is satisfied. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate.
you.
Delegate of
May
Brazil.
The delegate of Brazil is satisfied with the answer.
Thank you,
May the
delegate.
delegate of Australia send his sources to our chair through personal, because the delegate of Australia is afraid that my source will be used against the delegate of Australia.
Permission granted.
Granted.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any motions on the floor? Delegates, any motions on the floor?
Oh, well, Delegate of Morocco.
Yes,
Yes.
delegate.
Please state your country's position on related to this matter.
Alright.
And also, after the delegate of Morocco is done, we're gonna discuss the delegate of Bulgaria's defense related to Canada.
Right, delegate of Morocco, you want to start?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The development policy law focuses on strengthening the education sectors, institutional agreements in place that will increase access to schools, especially for rural girls and boys, at the lower secondary level, improve the quality of teaching and learning in primary and lower secondary education, and enhance the efficiency of the governance of education sector through decentralization. In 2006, the World Bank mobilized a 100 million US dollars loan in support of the policy measures put in place during the first 2 years of the Education Emergency Plan. I would like to take my time for chairs.
Thank you, delegate.
The delegate of Australia would like to set a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Set a motion to adjourn. All delegates in favor to adjourn this meeting.
Delegates.
And the delegate of Australia would like to ask the chairs to please re-explain what adjourning the meeting means.
Sadly, we will not be adjourning the meeting as of yet, since the delegate of Bulgaria would like to respond to the delegate of Australia in defense of the delegate of Canada.
After that, the motion will...
The motion may pass.
Yes.
Delegate of Bulgaria, would you like to...
As the memory serves, the delegate of Bulgaria said that he will be unable to open his mic due to technical difficulties.
Sure.
So is the delegate of Australia supposed to read his thing and answer, or will the chairs read it?
So the chairs will read the delegate of Bulgaria's response, and you may answer. The delegate of Bulgaria would like to defend the delegate of Canada. Whenever Canada's temperature is lower than 5 degrees Celsius, the government gives an order to all schools to allow students to choose if they want to attend face-to-face or online. And they advise their students to attend online because they care about their health. How will the delegate of Australia like to respond?
So the delegate of Australia would like to point out that this answer was only given in COVID-19. This plan was not given before COVID. Before COVID, the online was not as popular as now, and the delegate of Australia cannot find anything showing that Canada will allow such thing to occur after COVID. So the delegate of Australia would like to point out that the answer does not suffice because it only shows current times. Before this thing, his answer could not work because the no system was on place to allow students to join through computerized. And the delegate of Australia does not agree with the answer because Canada has not shown any strides to allow the computerized learning after COVID-19.
Thank you, delegate. Delegate of Bulgaria, the chairs would like to ask for your sources and to prove whether this is before or after COVID, and if the delegate of Canada would like to respond. The delegate of Bulgaria says sure thing. He will send the sources and also tries to prove that it's before COVID and not during. Any delegates would like to respond?
Is there any motions?
Any motions?
The delegate of Australia would like to adjourn the meeting.
Um, Delegates, who is in favor of this motion?
And the delegate of Australia would like to ask the chairs to please re-explain what adjourning the meeting means.
Sure.
So when a delegate raises a motion to adjourn the meeting, he is raising the motion to end the meeting and stop the session.
And move into an informal session or
Move into an
possibly
informal
questions.
Or questions.
Whoever is in favor of this motion, please raise your cards or talk or type in chat.
The delegate of Australia would like to ask, this should be a majority vote, correct?
Simple majority, yes.
Yes.
Okay. May the delegates please answer?
We recommend to end the meeting now because we're going to be explaining the position paper and the resolution paper and most importantly your questions.
The delegate of Brazil approves.
Delegate of Brazil, thank you.
Delegate of
Canada,
Morocco agrees.
and
The
delegate
delegate of Philippines agrees.
Thank you,
Thank you.
delegates. Motion passes and the meeting now is adjourned. Okay, so delegates, first off, thank you for attending
Thank
today's
you.
session. It
Thank
was
you
fun,
everyone who
it was great,
participated.
and yes, thank you whoever participated. And most importantly, the main session, we want everyone to be active. Like today was active, but in the main session, you'll be even more active because it's like the actual thing. You'll be having
Everyone
more
will be there.
fun. You'll be doing like a lot of things, and trust me when I say you're gonna be happy with the outcome. So, as we explained and not explained, as we went through the previous session, which is the one that we just did, you got the meaning of a moderated caucus, or the motion that we started, which is the debate to set the agenda. And we went through the roll calls, and now we're gonna go through the unmoderated caucus. So an unmoderated caucus, it's like less formal than the moderated one. You can go from your place, go to your block, which we explained in the previous trainings, and start working on your resolution paper. And for that, you're gonna get more information on that, inshallah, soon. Whenever the conference actually happens, we're gonna explain more about the resolution paper.
And as for the moderated caucus, it is a debate format that allows a delegate to make short comments on a specific issue, so it is more formal.
Yes, and please, delegates, this is the use of a mock session. Forget the words I, you, we. Just
Personal pronouns,
yes,
please.
personal pronouns in general. Just forget about those. Use the delegate of. So I'm the delegate of, let's say, UK. So the delegate of UK does not approve of the delegate of US,
Australia.
Australia, whatever. So if you have anything, just say the delegate of state your country or their country. Don't use personal pronouns because that will lose you marks. Okay, do you delegates have any questions?
Question: Are we supposed to? Can we can speak formal now, right? Or not formal, like normally?
This is an informal session,
Yes,
so it's
now
fine.
it's an
Okay, yeah.
informal session, so you
So
can
yeah,
speak
I
up.
would just like to say no hard feelings. I was just joking around. So all the motions I did was just to like put pressure.
Thank you, delegates.
Thank you.
I appreciate your participation. Any other
Okay.
questions?
And I would
This
like
isn't really a question.
Oh,
Sure, just give it. It's fine.
yeah,
So
go.
basically, thank you for giving us pressure. To be honest, I felt like it really helped, and I was looking for so much dirt on every country, and now you guys better watch out.
Thank you,
Thank you,
delegate.
delegate of
I'm so happy that I'm not
Philippines.
actually going to be in the main debate, but I'll be watching, by the way.
Thank you. Delegate of Morocco, you had a question?
yes, I have a question to the chairs.
Yes.
Here. What do you prefer, the moderated caucus or unmoderated caucus?
The moderated caucus is actually better or more formal because we can, not we, the delegates, which is you guys,
You're getting
can,
more points
yes,
that
you
way.
get more points, you debate and everything. The unmoderated caucus, we will let you know when to open that. So you you'll
The
be informed.
unmoderated caucus also
Just
takes a longer time
yes,
for
the
you.
unmoderated caucus is a little, harder. Anyway, so let's just move on to the position paper and finish that and then go to questions since we don't
Or
have
just
much
talk,
time.
or just discussions.
Yes, discussions. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with explaining what is a position paper and why do you need one. So firstly, the position paper is a formal document which you state your country, your topic, represented by, and your country's position. So you're gonna you're gonna start explaining, stating your country and which committee you're in. So let's say we're in UNICEF right now, so you're gonna state your committee's point and then start talking about your country. So let's say the delegate of, let's take example, South Africa. Oh no, India. Some of their children work, so they're gonna start writing about that and what did the country or the government do to stop kids from working or children from working. And in the position paper, you should talk about like just give a brief introduction about the topic, the background, and what was the previous actions that has been taken by the UN. This is not a must, but it's preferable since it will give you more points possibly. Does any delegate have any questions about the position paper? Okay.
Currently, we have only received 6 or 7 position papers. For the rest of the people who still haven't submitted, make sure you submit it now, so we have time to revise it.
Yes, that would be appreciated. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the format. To start with, the committee, topic, country, delegate name, and represented by. So the represented by, it depends on your school. So if you are from Rosary, you put Rosary, RISS, RAISS, and Zuhur AZPS is Zuhur Private School. Just state your school name. And this is a two-page, two-topic position paper. As you can see, it's been written on 2 pages, and all of it is according to still following the same 2 topics that has been discussed in the previous MUNs.
And
This
also, the sources. Sources are very important. For those who don't know what sources are where you got this information from. So we always check for sources because it has to be from a credible place.
yes,
Or so Wiki, YouTube, those are not credible
they're not,
sources.
yes.
Do not use them.
For the credible resources, you can go with .government, gov, .edu for education, .org for organization, .un for the actual UN, and official government agencies and websites. Those are the credible resources, and we're gonna send them again in the group chat. So one more thing, because some delegates forgot this: the formatting of the position paper. This is one of the most important things that you have to follow. So first off, the font style, Times New Roman, the font size 12, all text, please, all text. Don't just write your name in like 24 font size and then everything else in 12. No, everything in 12. It doesn't matter what it is. Maximum word limit is 900 words, excluding the bibliography, or you could say the resources that you stated. So you can keep writing until you hit the limit and then add your resources. And we would recommend to at least write 500 plus words, because that will help you get possibly a good position paper and get higher marks on that.
And the maximum is 900 words.
Yes, the maximum is 900 words, as we said. There is no graphs, tables, or pictures allowed to be included. The plagiarism is 3 to 5% allowed. And if you need any questions regarding the position paper, you can always ask a chair, and all the chairs are free to help you anytime, any day of the week. Just please don't text me after 12. Of course, the deadline of the submission is between 25th and 27th, so we have 3 to 5 days from today. And is there any other questions on the floor?
I think that would be it, but I'd just like to say thank you to everyone for joining this session. I'm very, I don't mean any hard feelings. I was just, what's it called, trying to put pressure on and make it like a fun argument or a fun debate.
You guys scared him.
I know, I mean no ill will. Please do not target me.
No, bro, you're already targeting, trust.
You're already targeted.
Target acquired, to be honest.
Exactly. Alright, delegates, is there any questions regarding anything? You can ask anytime.
I think that's it. Nobody's asking any questions.
Thank you, delegates, and we hope to see you in the face-to-face MUN, the one that will be on campus.
Actually,
yes.
Let's move on to discussion. I'd like to talk about some of the points that the delegates have mentioned.
Yes, please.
So
We
you may stop sharing screen.
Yes, please.
Okay. So now be honest with me. Okay. Who was the most talkative delegate here?
The delegate of Australia.
The delegate of Australia.
Thank you.
Australia.
ما شاء الله.
Someone said MashaAllah.
I really feel bad for him if he ever
Sorry,
joins as a
Australia.
delegate.
Who had the most credible sources?
The delegate of Morocco.
Morocco.
Yes,
I agree.
Morocco.
Yes. Morocco, I think so.
Thank you.
That was really surprising because the delegate of Morocco was like younger than everyone yet.
Exactly.
Is participating.
Yes.
My mouth was open the whole time. I was very confused.
I was shocked as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, delegate of Morocco. Delegate of South Africa, why didn't you talk?
I'm gonna be honest. I do not know what's going on, so
This is the use of a mock session.
I'm still very confused. But yeah,
It's we can if you you can ask whatever you're
the thing
confused
is, I
about.
don't even have any questions, so I'm just
So you're just confused. But
yeah.
Just there.
I'm a bit
Just there.
slow at like I'm a bit slow, so I.
No.
You're just shell shocked.
Shocked, probably.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Just DM me or anything if you have any issues. I'll try to help as much as I can.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do.
And the delegate of India, she had interesting reactions.
Yes.
So many interesting reactions.
So many interesting reactions. When the delegate of Australia called her out, she was like, she was so,
I was like so shocked.
she was so shocked.
What was
I
it?
hate you.
They're coming for you. We better team up. Yeah.
But I just like to say that I'm not actually in the debate.
He's not.
Not going to be
Yeah,
in the main debate.
I
No, I was
I
told 10 minutes
figured.
before this mock session just to join.
Yes, we needed
And
him.
all of
He's a
that
previous
knowledge.
delegate. He's
Yeah,
a
I was
previous delegate.
Googling while talking.
No,
I'm not
but
even joking. I was Googling while talking.
I think you just made everyone shocked at
That's
this
a
point.
gift.
That's a
That's a
You're
fair.
all
gift.
afraid.
Thank
You're all
God.
afraid.
It's
Thank God
because
he's
Okay,
like
not
I
gonna
have
give me one.
experience because of like I'm what's it called this I've been a chair not a chair delegate twice already.
he was supposed to win,
Yes.
but
Yeah, I was supposed to win last year. It was rigged. I am
was
telling you. Safe, listen, okay? We are friends. If you rig the one this year, I'm going to actually beat you up.
oh
No,
Like
it's
wow,
legitimately,
never
I'm going to
rigged.
kill
It's
you
never
if
oh
you
rigged.
rig
wow.
it.
With us, we want.
Uh-oh.
We are totally what's it called?
Fair,
Fair. Yes, totally.
totally fair.
Anyway,
I
so
can't say about my co-chair, but anyways,
And I'll make
please
sure
don't
in the
betray.
background. And I'll make sure in the
Of
background.
course you will. Of course.
I want
Just a
I
tip
want to
for you
mention something.
delegates,
Yeah,
since most of you join. Well, not most of you, just 10 delegates. Anyway, since you guys joined the mock session, you can form blocks shortly because other committees they already started forming blocks. So whoever you want to be allies with, this is a good opportunity. Some of you didn't join the debate for today, the mock session, so you can already start, and this is kind of a head start for the people who joined the
you guys have
session.
taken. You guys have a huge advantage right now. So you,
Exactly. You know what to do, you know most of the motions, and you know who's good at debating and who's not. So the delegate of India maybe can join someone, and the delegate of Philippines can join someone, and possibly
and
delegate of
also
Brazil too. And
possibly
Morocco, you better be in a good block,
Yeah,
otherwise you're
okay.
gonna have to carry
right
them.
now. Right now, I have a good opinion on
Delegate of,
this.
sorry for interrupting. Delegate of Turkey have a question like how I should research for my topic, like
For
for
the
child
position
labor and
paper,
child migration. Like how I should
Um,
research it of it.
Google.
I
It's
have
as
got
simple
so
as
many
that.
questions like that. If you don't find if you don't find an answer for your question straight, try going right and left so you can find a problem in your country. So let's say, why is child migration in Turkey?
Yeah,
So
ask questions.
yes, so you go with that question, you find the problem. What was the problem? What did the country do to solve that problem? So just if you can't find direct solutions, search for problems and then find the solution for those problems. Trust me, that will help you so much.
Like I don't know like okay if I take I go to the research like how to make it an uncopy paste. Like I want to show this.
Um, well, don't copy paste. Read
I
what
will
they
not copy
did.
paste, okay, but how to make it? How to change it?
May I answer this question?
Yes, please.
Sure.
There is something called the art of paraphrasing. So, for example, let's say in the actual website it says that let's say Australia makes sure at least 70% of its people go to school. Okay, just you could write, okay, in recent years, okay, Australia has shown a great effort to make sure that their students will go to school, and an increase of 70% has been shown, or our current rates are 70%. That is called the art of paraphrasing.
Okay, if you didn't understand
I
what he
can bring
said,
all the information, but I change my phrasing. Yes.
yes,
Yes,
change it.
Yeah,
just
change the
change. Yeah.
phrasing and wording. That should fix it. And by
So
the way,
you
I have
copy paste,
good
you
news.
change.
What are the
What?
good news?
I just asked some people in the MUN, and I'm allowed to join as a what's it called? As
As a
a
delegate.
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 No.
So will the UNICEF chairs accept me?
Oh
Permission
no.
denied. Sorry, I
No,
mean
no.
I'll leave that to the delegates. Do you guys approve?
No.
حرام
No.
عليكم,
No.
I am مسكين.
Leave.
Okay. Permission denied.
I
Please.
I approve.
He
I
okay, delegate Bulgaria approves as well.
Me too.
Majority wins.
What? What is the majority? The majority
Uh,
said no.
two
What is the
people against
majority?
one. 2-1.
Anyway, delegates, since the meeting is nearly done, we're gonna share the rules for the blocks on the group chat, and when we share them, you can start forming your blocks. Add the chairs. I'm an extra chair, so you can add me if you want. So you can add Saif and Abdurrahman Mahmoud, and you can add me. I don't mind.
He's desperate
And
for
yes,
some
I
advice.
am.
He's desperate.
So I guess that's it for today, and we hope to
Okay.
see you on the next session.
One comment,
Yes.
delegate of Canada, you have a great country.
Thank you.
Do some, you know,
Use it
make
wisely.
use
Use
it
your power
wisely.
wisely.
Exactly. Even the
You have a
delegate of
really good
UK knew
country.
us. Like,
I
no,
am
those are.
Thank
so
you.
envious because of the two